Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Deyaniracavazos and I'm an LPC, specifically from the RGV from El Valle de Texas. And I make videos dedicated to therapist day in the life vlogs, showing you what it's like behind the scenes of a therapist who works virtually from home as an LPC who also owns her own private practice. I like bringing you along for what self-care looks like for me, like in the little ways and the big ways, my honest thoughts about things revolving around our career fields, sharing resources, all that kind of stuff. So if that sounds good to you, definitely hit that subscribe button and join the community on here. I also have dedicated videos if you are prepping for the NCE. So if you are a counselor in training, there are definitely videos dedicated to that for you to check out. And I highly recommend, because it's so important that you create a strategy before you take the NCE. So we're actually starting today's video on a Monday, which is the day when I don't see therapy clients. I see my clients Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. 10 a.m. being the first time that they can book an appointment and 7 being the last time slot for them to book an appointment. And Mondays are usually dedicated to progress notes, self-care, admin work, that kind of stuff. And so already today I went ahead and rescheduled one of my clients' appointments because they texted me. So I'm going to be seeing them later in the week versus when I was going to see them on Tuesday. So even though I usually end up working on progress notes on Mondays, today's going to be a little bit different. I am going to take off from working on progress notes and gradually work on them tomorrow and throughout the week because I just need it. Just to piggyback off of my last vlog, it's just been really hard to work on progress notes or do all the work outside of seeing my therapy clients because things are just heavy. They're really, really heavy. And every day it's breaking news. Every day there's something going on, which brings me to my little reminder to remember to go out and vote. As therapists, it is so important that we get involved in advocacy. And the reason why that's so important is because we're going to run ourselves down to the ground as therapists if we don't help elect people who truly have our community's mental health in general, in mind. So if we're voting for people that are actively hurting our communities by passing laws that are unethical and that are harmful with the verbiage that they use to describe our communities, if we are electing people who are doing those things, this is the result, right? We are all living in the horrible aftermath and we're seeing our communities be affected, and it's so important that we get involved and that we speak up and we don't stay silent about the things that we're seeing because our clients and our communities are looking to us. I want to encourage you to know that your voice matters, your impact matters. Whether you're on social media or you're off of social media, where you find yourself in your community, it matters. And I don't really believe in like sitting there and looking at everyone and being like, oh my gosh, you're not doing enough. We all just have to do our best. I especially want to encourage you, if you are a student right now, to please go out and vote when it comes time, because we truly have to be undeniable. And even though it's my day off, the reality is that I sit with these things on my days off or days when I don't see clients, because I need to really sit with what I'm feeling. It's not going to be healthy for me as a human, as a therapist, to just ignore it and be like, no, I don't want to know about that. I don't want to hear about that. I try to have as healthy as boundaries as I can during the week and truly stay off of social media as much as possible, unless I'm doing work things or unless I happen to see something that's really dire and I need to like reshare because I want people to know about it or I want people to help advocate for it. But I really tried to stay off of social media during my work week, and then I try to take some moments, like today just happened to be a moment I stopped and I saw a horrible case. Seeing how that was handled in Houston, where Houston police ended up calling ICE instead of helping this child's mother who was looking tirelessly for her child, knowing what they did to this child, performing surgery without mom's consent, not letting mom be present during the surgery. Like, there's no room for the amount of rage that I feel. I cried about it because this isn't the only case, that we're seeing. We're seeing so many horrible things happening across the US to different POC children, to families. And so one of the things I also ask myself is, are we tired? Like, are we tired enough to do something about it? And I feel like we have to get tired enough of something to do something about it, because that is definitely how I felt when I started making the NCE videos that I made to share with you all. I was full of rage. I was full of anger. I was frustrated seeing how we were brought into this career field only to kind of just be sent off and told good luck, when it comes to prepping for the NCE. Good luck with that. And if you were lucky enough to have a lot of support during that time, that's great. That is awesome. It's just not the norm. There are so many students that just get sent off and that slip through the cracks, that fail multiple times because there's a system in place that's not working for us. And when we see that happening, we have to disrupt the system. My way of disrupting the system was, I'm going to make YouTube videos about it. Like, who's going to stop me? I'm going to use the camera that I have. I'm going to make YouTube videos about it. Who cares if the videos look great? Who cares if they're not perfect? I just need to do something with the anger that I feel and help advocate and help my counseling community. And I want to encourage you all to lean into your anger, to your rage, and do something with it. Just like we challenge our therapy clients, when we have to stop and ask them, like, what is in your control to do versus what is not in your control. We 100% have it within our control to go out and vote, to empower other counselors, counseling students, our families, our communities, to go out and vote and be undeniable when it comes to this. So yeah, I just wanted to take some time to remind you all and encourage you to use your voice, to use your knowledge to help support during this time, because each of us is so unique and has something to offer when it comes to how we can support right now. So what I'm going to be doing right now is actually going outside to breathe some fresh air, to touch grass, as some of my clients would say. Just truly take some time to slow down. I'm going to trim my bushes because actually that's something that I find very soothing and very relaxing. So I'm going to be listening either to music or an audiobook, and I'm going to go ahead and just trim bushes out there. It's almost Halloween, and so I have like our Halloween blowouts out there. I've been having a lot of fun decorating for that, and definitely trying to create and find those small moments of joy, things that truly make me happy. It's something that me and my family have always said is, like, any of us could just die tomorrow. You need to create moments in your everyday that have joy, because it's not fair to let the administration, to let other people who don't have your best interests at heart take that from you and ruin that for you. And I'm not going to say it's easy, because it's not easy. I'm going to take some time to settle into that. And usually I feel like my cup fills up a lot more when I do that. That doesn't mean that I don't feel the rage still or the sadness, but it at least helps level things out a little bit more so I can show up and support my clients and be there for them and help them fill their cups, you know? So I'm gonna get into a comfy shirt and go ahead and head out, and then I'm just gonna bring you along for the little things that I do throughout my day.
through the corner of my window, playing catch. I wandered through the guitar, good company, purring on my lap. Not a single worry to be had. Sunny side up, the only thing that's filling my brain. For now it's sunny side up. The reason that I get out of bed is to lay down again. Oh, I'll be with you in a sec. I just need a day off. Nothing in my plans, I just need a day off. Feet on the table, if I were just to move, and then she could be fatal.
basically the emotional journey of your lead character over the course of the play.
So it's when I take a character.
Hang up the backdrop and...
That's good, guys.
And he had hairbrain.
So this week is actually a little bit unusual, not as typical, because one of my clients ended up rescheduling. I would have had them later in the evening tonight, and so I have the day free, which is perfect because it is my younger sister's birthday, and so I'm going to be taking her out today, which is going to be really, really nice for us to get to spend some time together and just celebrate her. One thing that I refuse to do any longer, because I did it for so many years just out of necessity, and because I didn't really see another way forward versus kind of coming to a place of acceptance on what my income would look like, and just accepting that I also wanted to be able to have flexibility to be able to enjoy moments like these and make memories with the people that I love. It's on days like these where I remember that, and I'm thankful for past me that made the jump and that made the choice to do private practice, because I wouldn't want to miss out on moments like these. It's really nice to get moments where I take a little bit of a break, and I've been marketing a little bit more because some of my clients have been exiting therapy or they've been pausing therapy, and so I have some openings right now, and I try to make the most use of the time when things get a little bit slow or I'm starting to market again, because once things do pick up, it's busy again, and so I try to make the most of this time. So thankfully I got like 5 notes done, and that is out of the way. And I always say, like, if you're having trouble with working on notes a certain day and you sit there and you're just staring at the computer, like, just no, do it the next day. take a breather, come back to it. And on the other hand, usually if I know that I can get some done, I try to tell myself like, hey, doing some is better than doing none. And that's usually my little go-to. So I'm glad I got some done. I woke up earlier this morning. I was doing that while I was watching Sullivan's Crossing in the bedroom. So I just moved my little desk over and I watched it in there. And that is one of my favorite things, the fact that I can just move my little desk over wherever I want. I definitely love trading in the other desk that I had because it wasn't mobile that way versus this one is just tiny. I get to move it wherever I want, which is great because I don't tend to spend a lot of time in my office typing on notes. I love being able to switch scenery because I do work from home, so sometimes I might be out in the living room or I might be in the bedroom, anywhere where there's windows really, and I can just look outside or have TV on. That is my favorite way to get notes done and bust them out. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for right now because me and my sister are gonna go ahead and head out and enjoy the day. And so when I get back, the plan is to make some cookies and like Halloween themed spooky cookies. If you can't tell, fall is my favorite season. I love Halloween time. I love it so much. So we're gonna get back and do that, and then we're gonna watch a movie, which I'm really excited for because if you grew up watching Halloween Town, there's a movie on Hallmark because I ended up getting the Hallmark app, and the movie's called Halloween, and it stars both Marnie and Cal from Halloween Town. They're a couple in that, which is really sweet because I saw that they're married in real life, which is the cutest thing ever. That movie series is really cheesy, but it's so hilarious. I feel like it's the most hilarious thing that Hallmark has done. It's really unhinged and silly, and I need that kind of energy right now in my life. I also love that Hallmark ended up transitioning into becoming more diverse because the way things were was just not it. Like, I grew up watching it and I just stopped after a while because as an adult I was like, where's the color? You know, like, where are the people? Where are all the colors of the rainbow people? Like, what is going on here? There's all this drama that went on with Hallmark. I totally did a deep dive on it and I thought it was really interesting. Hallmark as the way it is now, I love it. And I love the fact that I got the app, so I'm gonna go ahead and watch that movie and I will check in with y'all later. Hey everyone, so question, les tengo una pregunta. I personally have become like a collector of hobbies, cozy hobbies, specifically things that I have learned to enjoy since grad school. It's taken years to like collect all of these various hobbies. It is a hobby of itself, if we really want to look at it that way. And so my question for y'all, la pregunta que les tengo is, what are some of the recreational self-care activities that you all have discovered or rediscovered and enjoy as counselors? I would love to read about that in the comments and just see like if we have some common interests or some differing interests, because I come to find even with my own therapy clients, we all have very unique tastes in recreational self-care activities, and I feel like it would be fun to share with each other the things that we enjoy. And even if part of you is like, I don't know if this is considered a hobby, still put it down in the comments. I would love to read it. I'm gonna go ahead and start baking. I'm very excited to watch the movie right now. Okay. What everything currently looks like.
No, I tried. I didn't believe it when I heard you were back. I thought I would have heard from you.
Yeah, I was in residency, and you know how it is.
I love that. Okay, well, I gotta get back to dinner, but we'll see you tonight. Okay.
Gotta get that movement in.
I never asked.
It brings a safe place for the little ones to dream.
So I have my little notebook out of my list of to-dos for the day. I got a new client phone call this morning, which is always really exciting because you're trying to kind of suss each other out and see if you're a good fit. And one of my favorite things during these phone calls is especially if a client has had a negative experience. And I've heard all kinds of things from clients. Like some of the most frustrating things that I've heard is that during their session, the therapist is driving or the therapist is doing other things while they're having the session. So if you've ever considered what professionalism is as a counselor, as a therapist, it sure as hell is not that. And of course, that can be very different if you're a therapist who happens to travel a lot, so you may not always be able to guarantee the same exact office, or if I were to ever for some reason travel in the future, but that would definitely be something that I would let my clients know, like, hey, I'm going to be traveling during this time, but I guaranteed an office, I guaranteed a safe space for us to have session. Are you comfortable with that? And being able to communicate that with clients. But yeah, y'all, that one threw me for a loop. And whenever someone tells me that, even though that's not something that I had anything to do with, I still like apologizing on behalf of the career fields to them. And so I said to this client, I'm so sorry, a counselor or a therapist is not supposed to be doing that. I just wanted to let you know so you know what to expect out of our sessions, and this is what it will be like. This is what you can expect of first session, of second session. And I also created a document for my clients because a lot of them, it's their first time in counseling and in therapy, so they do not know what to expect at all other than what maybe they've seen on TV or what they've heard from other people. And every therapist is so unique and different and has a different approach. And so I made a little guide or list for them, and I'll go ahead and share some of the things on screen with you all that I put on my document. And I want to encourage you, if you have this in between time when you're getting hired, when you've graduated, you're getting hired and you're thinking like, oh, what can I do? You know, I know there's a lot for us to do, like study for the NCE and all kinds of things, our exams. But if you happen to have a time where you're like, I don't know what to do at this time, I'm job searching, that's something that you can start creating for yourself, these documents, because once you start, you are basically on your own in that way. You're not really going to be trained because you're already seen as a professional. Like training time was during your practicum, during your internship. And so when you get hired or when you're applying for jobs, they're expecting you to already come in with these things that you're going to be using. And so it's definitely a good time to save up the worksheets that you want to use with your clients, the templates that you want to use to facilitate your note-taking time, but definitely having an outline for yourself of what a typical session with you would look like, because that's usually something that an employer is going to be asking of you. And if you come off as not being sure of what a typical session with you would be like or your approach, it's going to be a lot more difficult for you to get hired. And that's something that I noticed at the beginning and I continue to notice. And oftentimes so many of us are not walked through that process. Like so many of us come out of grad school still thinking that we're going to be taught and educated even by our employers, and most employers are like, nah, you're on your own. Do you know what you're doing? Because you're on your own. And that can be really scary, you know, if you're a new therapist and you're trying to just learn and understand. But I wanted to share that with you all in case you've been having trouble with the job search. With the way the economy is and the job market is right now, it's horrible in general. But I wanted to share that tip with you all in case you'd find it helpful to just take some time to sit with yourself and see what approaches align with you and what a typical first, second session would be like for you, so you can describe that to your therapy client. And if you'd find it helpful, definitely write that down on a document that you can share with your clients, so that way they know what to expect out of therapy, what would help them feel more comfortable in therapy and feel like, okay, yes, I am taking the leap of making an investment, but it feels like a worthy investment because my therapist already took the time to outline for me what I can expect and what I would be getting out of therapy. So that's something that's really important to me that I thought I would share with you all. But yeah, crazy stuff that I've heard on phone consultations where I'm just like, oh my God, or it just blows my mind. I'm like, I don't know how you could justify that as a therapist. Like, I understand we all have rough moments and rough days, but message your client and let them know that you need to reschedule your therapy session. Like, that's just crazy to me because we're not allowed to even see clients if they're driving. Like, they have to be parked. Interesting stuff, y'all. Now that I've done that, I'm gonna go ahead and send this new client the intake paperwork that I usually send clients. And this month has definitely been the slowest work month for me of the year so far because a lot of my clients are trickling out and new ones are gradually coming in. But I've also noticed a lot of my own clients, because of how bad the economy is under this administration, like a lot of folks are losing jobs. They have partners who are losing jobs and that's affecting their families. Shit is really rough right now. And so right now I'm definitely in a little marketing phase of trying to get my services out there. So I'm over on TikTok, on Instagram, and because I keep track of my income and I've kept track of it since I first started my private practice, I'm able to see when I have dips in the month. And so around this time and like summertime is when I have little dips because people might be trickling out and then others coming in. But definitely the past 3 months is the most that I've ever heard of clients losing their jobs since I first became a counselor. It would happen, like occasionally it would happen to a client of mine, but not this aggressively, and I wonder if you all have noticed that too and you all are seeing it as well. I wish I had like 5 pro bono spots that I could just give away to my therapy clients. It's definitely really frustrating. And so right now I'm going to go ahead and plan to film a TikTok and an Instagram reel, and this one's going to be a book recommendations. It's what I'm mostly known for on TikTok and Instagram, and then people end up noticing that I'm also a therapist. And I also just love sharing books like that because I love reading, and it's a way for me to connect with the communities. And so I've decided that this is the lineup of books that I'm going to be sharing for that video, and I'll go ahead and share that video with you all right now. But I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for today. I will see you all tomorrow. Yay for us, because we're making it through the work week. We're getting there, y'all. Good morning. Hey everyone, we made it to the weekend. I think I said earlier in this vlog, but I love fall time, and the weekends are especially special for me because it's the time when me and my husband can go out and do our fun community events together. And so today we're actually going to be walking a 5K, so I'm going to show you some clips of that in a little bit, but I just wanted to sign off on this vlog. If you made it this far into the vlog, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. I put a lot of love and care into it. I'm definitely trying to be better at creating more of a story on my vlogs and being able to bring you all along for the little details throughout the days, because that's something that's always really hard when you get caught up in work, to be able to film little things. And so I hope that you enjoyed seeing those details. I'm really excited because me and my husband are going to be walking a spooky 5K, and I did it last year, and I love doing these 5Ks specifically because they're holiday themed and it's so fun. This one in my hometown is a Halloween one, and so it ends up cutting through like one of our local parks and then through our nature center, and it's kind of like a haunted house because when you're walking through the nature center, there's people hiding in the monte and in the bushes getting ready to pop out and scare you. And so may not be the best thing for someone who's like high anxiety because you're walking at night, but it's so much fun. I ended up buying these little lights that I could use, that way things are a bit more illuminated for me, and I'm just excited to see where my fitness is at compared to last year. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think right now especially what's giving me life is just being out and being amongst community. Even if you're not talking to everyone, just being around other people watching, or just enjoying the company, that can be really powerful during a time where it feels like so many of us are feeling isolated and overwhelmed and stressed and anxious with everything. And so I'm definitely going to take some time to enjoy myself and be present. It can be really hard to allow ourselves to feel joy during this time, and it's especially hard, I know, within my community, to not just be como de luto, you know, to just be in mourning. And traditionally, like when someone dies, like just wearing black for months, for years, I feel like sometimes we go about life that way, and it's hard not to, you know, when things like this happen. And so I really tried to just schedule things out on my calendar, that way me and my husband had things to look forward to and to enjoy. But yeah, I've just been enjoying a lot of different kinds of activities around my hometown and my community, and I thought I would share some of those with you. Take care everyone, and I will go ahead and see you in my next video.